Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I'm on fire this morning. I got a plan, dream, and all that stuff. Leaving the RV park here to go get some groceries and wine and beer and all that stuff that is needed. But anyway, having said that, here's the plan, guys. I mentioned yesterday in Beer 30 that I got a plan. I do. Now, this is probably a little premature, but I'm moving on it. Why? Well, because I'll tell you the whole story here, because I ain't got nobody else to tell. Hang on a minute, I gotta take my time and get out here safely without running over 5 or 6 cars. Here we go. All right, here we go. So, I had the opportunity the past few days, well, weeks actually, to talk with some builders about what's going on and who might be interested in building me a small home in Llano, Texas. Well, I found zero interest in building me a small home in Llano, Texas. That's zero. Why? Because they can't finish the jobs they've got. You know, they got windows on order and special stuff on order. Can't get it, can't get help. You know, can't get framing contractors, and the framing contractors can't get help. And enough said about that. The bottom line on that story is building a home may turn out to be not only a money pit, but a never-ending pit in that, it could just, and so this is probably not a good time to build a home. All right, somebody's mentioned, several of you have mentioned that in the comments, and I appreciate your input. So, having said that, I thought, well, I'd still like to have a home of some kind, so I've got a predictable place to go to, like a home base, but I'd like to have a home base with a kind of a house on it. So for the past few weeks, even before I left Carrizozo, I was checking out statewide, the whole state of Texas, for fixer-uppers that would be possibly in an area that I might like to live or would want to live in small community, near shopping and groceries and all that stuff. And I've been continuing that. Well, I found a piece of property. I won't mention where it is yet because it's still a little, we have a verbal agreement, I made an offer, they countered, I accepted. And anyway, enough said about that. It's a good deal. I could flip it and make money, but I don't plan to. And I know a lot of you are going to say, yeah, he's going to flip it. Well, I don't care what you say. I do me, you do you. Enough said about that. So, but it is a real fixer-upper. It's kind of like termites holding hands. I mean, it ain't much. Well, it has, let me say this, it has some possibilities. And, but the home, you'll love this, the home was built in 1920, okay? That means it's 100 years old. Has the electrical been upgraded? Yeah. Plumbing? Yeah. Roofing, of course the roof has been replaced a dozen times. The siding's been replaced and all that stuff. So, but it's in okay shape. On a 0 to 10 scale, I'd give it a 4, as 10 being perfect and 0 being the walls are falling in. It's about a 4, maybe 4.5. But in looking at it, online only, I've not gone and seen the property because it's 400 miles away approximately, and it is in Texas, I'll give you that. So it looks like I might be able to do most. It's a little bigger home than I want. It's like 1,100 square feet, and I need half of that, but that's okay because it's 2 bedroom, a bath and a half. It's got a kitchen and all that stuff, living area. You got a big yard. It's a corner lot, kind of private, in a very small town. I mentioned that. And, so it's got a lot of pluses. And yeah, it's 20 miles from the nearest good shopping, super Walmart and all that stuff. And so with that in mind, I thought, well, hell, if I just take my time, I can probably do what needs to be done by myself, okay? In other words, I'm not going to be handling sheetrock, you can forget that, but I can handle those, the wood panels, if I want to do some paneling on the walls or whatever, and if, a board needs to be placed here or whatever, I can do simple stuff because I know a little bit, not a whole lot, but, and I'll buy me some carpentry, tools, and with what I'll save by not having to hire somebody to do it and put up with that frustration, then I'll just peck at it, because I can live at this place on the property in my RV while I'm doing this, quote, remodeling, which may never get finished, let me say that. But I can, I think, in a year or less, make it livable for me. In other words, I can get right now I don't think the shower works. So it's got a bath and a half, whatever that is. It's got 2 toilets. I saw that, but I don't need. Well, I don't know. I guess I could do Monday, Wednesday on whatever kind of do Monday, skip around. You know what I mean? But what I plan to do, in looking at it, I can make like 1 bedroom, the living area, kitchen area, of course, the whole living area for me, and then as far as the bedroom, the extra bedroom, extra bath, that dead space, I'll just kind of seal that off, or not seal it, but just close the door on it, and make the rest of insulate, fix up the rest of the house. It's got natural gas, heat, and cooking, which is great. I'd rather have that than electric, even though there's some pricing issues with natural gas now. Big deal. Hell, I don't use enough anyway. And as far as the cooling, probably won't need a whole lot of it. It's the year-round temperature is about 8 degrees cooler than Llano, Texas on the high end. It's 8 degrees cooler, and then on the low end it's probably 10 or 12 degrees cooler on the low end, because it's about 2,500 feet higher in elevation. But anyway, yeah, but that's where I'm headed, guys. I mean, I'm working on it now. I've talked with it was tied up in an estate for a long time, because I had checked it about a year ago, and they had it priced pretty high. I wasn't interested, and it was tied up in an estate. And so I checked with the realtor then, and it looked like it was going to be a while before everything got settled out, and I lost interest, and that's the way that works. And so, but anyway, my timing was good, fortunately, because the estate just got settled on like the 22nd of this month. So anyway, and they reduced the price dramatically a couple of times, I noticed. And so I decided I would lowball, and did. They came down more than I thought they would, because based on their already lowered price, I felt like they'd hit a floor. But when it's an estate, and they're just trying to liquidate stuff to get cash in to maybe pay some estate taxes or whatever, you can run across some pretty good deals there, and it looks like I may have. I don't know. I haven't been to the property yet, but I plan to go in the next couple of weeks. I would go next week, but I need to get the new air conditioner installed on my RV, and then the following week I've got an appointment with a dermatologist and ophthalmologist and all that crap. So somewhere in there I'm going to try to break out 5 days to go out there, because I'll have to spend 1 night on the way going and coming, so that's 2 nights, and then be there at least 2 or 3 nights, so that's 5. I'm eating a dark chocolate almond. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with me, guys. I'm not going to wait forever. This builder's a nice guy, does a good job, and I'm sure in the next 10 years or so he might be able to get to it. But for me, man, get out of the way, man. Here I come. Because I'm 76, guys. I mean, a year now, I mean, let's just say I've got 10 or 15 healthy years left. Well, every year I burn up is 10%. Yo, you do that 10 times and whoo, you're gone. So yeah, I mean, I'm just watching the window close, and I want to enjoy it. And besides, see, this gives me something to do. I know it frustrates a lot of you. God, this guy's a nut, and I am a nut, and I'm proud of a nut. I'm a happy nut. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do things, and get things done, and this will be a project, and I can live there while I'm doing it in my motorhome, even though, I don't know, the winters are going to be a little cooler or colder than than Llano. So and they get snow every year and all that stuff. So we'll see, man. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, again, we've done a verbal offer and verbal acceptance. Does that really mean anything? Well, it's kind of like, it's not even like a handshake, really. It's like, well, I kind of like it, and they say, well, we kind of want to sell it. And that's kind of where that is. But a few things have to happen. But the realtor in this case, fortunately, she represents the buyer and seller, so there's no problem there, because I called her, she called the seller right away, and within 10 minutes I had a response. I like that. That impresses me, okay? That definitely impresses old dad when somebody says they're going to check and call you right back and they do it. Oh, hello. I mean, does that happen? No, that's out, man, in this world we live in now. And yeah, I'll tell you what, here's the story. The builder, I talked to him on the 18th, said he'd call me in a few days. What is this? Huh? It's the 30th it's 12 days, okay? What's a few? 1,000? Anyway, enough said about that. I'm sure he's been busy and all that. Enough said. Or else he's waiting on a sub to give him a price, and the sub ain't getting back with him. You see what I mean? Enough said. But and also I went by Lowe's. I mentioned this guy there that works in their quote pro shop. Where the builders come in and give them all the numbers or whatever they think they're going to build, and then he does what they call a takeoff, where he gives you a list of materials. That was on Monday this week. Okay, Monday this week. Okay, today's Saturday. Okay, he said he'd call me back that afternoon. He didn't. He didn't call Tuesday. He didn't call Wednesday. So I called Wednesday. He was out Wednesday afternoon, naturally. And so anyway, I left a message. He didn't respond. So Thursday I called, and they said, well, he's out on the aisle somewhere with a customer. I said they'd give him a message. I gave him my phone number and name again. He ain't called back yet, man. You hear me? Am I going to put up with that crap? No. See, if I'm working on a home, a remodel of my own that I'm doing myself, guess what? I don't have to wait on no damn phone calls. And it will cost me some money to get materials delivered from the nearest place to get materials, which is 20 miles away. Shouldn't be too bad, though. But yeah, so I have to pay an upcharge on getting product delivered. It's not going to be much. And yeah, so y'all are being entertained by watching the customers go in and out of this little H-E-B grocery store. So, but yeah, but that's kind of where we are, guys. I'm just, I'm going to put myself in a position to rely on me, but I'm not going to strain myself. I'm not going to get on the roof. The roof looks okay in the pictures I looked at. And as far as the roof, if there is any problem, I'll do the cheapest thing I can do to repair it. Whatever the cheapest thing is. They make these rolls of like, what do you call it? Composition shingles. They come in rolls, big long rolls, and you just roll it out. I'll just patch it. I'll get somebody to do that and patch. I don't care what it looks like. I'm not into looks. I just want it to be functional, as in keep the water out of the house. And so that's kind of where we are on that. And then as far as the inside, it's got a hardwood floor from 1920s, which is, I guess it's cute. Do I care? Not really. It's on pier and beam. Is that okay? I guess the floor is probably rotten. I mean, I'm sure my foot will go right through the floor in places like bathroom. But do I care? No, shit no. Why? Because I got such a super deal on it. I can afford to throw a little money at it, and I can have sheets of plywood delivered to the place, and then drag them in the house some way, and cut up a piece and put it on the floor and nail it down or glue it down. I mean, I can figure all that crap out. So I mean, and it'll be fun. And it's a corner lot, and it's a big lot, private, reasonably private, about as private as you're going to get in a town. But this little town is so small. Whoa, man. Let's say this: it's 1/6 the size of Llano, Texas. Llano, Texas is 3,300. So, having said that, guys, from Kingsland, Texas, at the grocery store, excited about this new remodeling I'm going to do. Maybe will it work? I know I start off on these things and sometimes they don't work, but that's me, guys. That's just me doing me. But do you notice that I'm excited and I'm alive? I feel alive. I've got things to do today. You know what I mean? I got plans to make. I can sit down and write shit out on paper and kind of look at the numbers, like I need to replace this. You see what I mean? You see how this type of life gives you a life. You know what I mean? You're living. You're actually doing something. You know what I mean? And you can get in a rut. Have I ever been in a rut? God dang, man! I'm telling you, I'm human. Anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye bye. And use the Amazon link if you choose to. Drink plenty of water. Stretch, walk, keep your health, and by God, get something to do and do it. Adios, amigos. Bye bye.